No problem. I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new Cutz got him talking at the barbershop. Fresh from the barbershop, fly from the beauty salons. My new Cutz got him talking at the barbershop. I got a show where you can listen and view. My new Cutz got him talking at the barbershop. Bringing barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute. My new Cutz got him talking at the barbershop. One cut, two cut, three cut, four. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy. Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Scissor! Salute! Salute!
Well, welcome to the ScissorSalute show. I got one more share before we start the show. It's got to get shared on this one. It's got to get shared right here.
Welcome, everybody.
Okay, welcome to the ScissorSalute show. I'm your host, Eli the Barber. My co-host is with the mostesses.
Thank you for joining us.
Jesse That Cut, thank you for joining.
And I wanted to take some time to let everybody know how much I appreciate Jesse That Cut and his name. To me, many times we have the show come on and we have people come on that have a name with multiple underscores in between their names. Understand that you're coming with some originality. We're in a creative field. But Jesse That Cut, that name, Jesse That Cut, is very simple. That means if he doesn't have his phone on him and that person's phone died, he can say Jesse That Cut. And then we'll remember that.
That's it.
Just a little fun fact. Let's get into the meaning of the ScissorSalute, which is a compliment, gesture, greeting, lifestyle. Well, the compliment, greeting, gesture, lifestyle, dedicated to bringing barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists together worldwide. And we use the ScissorSalute show as an outlet to actually make that happen. Every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we give the opportunity for the visual artists to come down here and showcase their skills live on the ScissorSalute stage while also conducting interviews with them to find out how they got started, where they currently are, and where they plan to be going on their journey. Now, this is the age of the independent educator, and we are here to support the independent educators because we need to get it. We need to grab the profession back from these companies that have been taking, making money off of us.
That's right.
So if you feel like, you know what, this is something I want to do. And I'm not just saying this because I host the show, and I'm proud to be hosting the show. The show we've been going on 4 years.
Salute to
And
that.
there's been so many people who have come here and showcased that didn't know if they had what it took, and they went and did it. We had someone from the DMV area came onto the ScissorSalute show, and then the following week was cutting hair on national TV, cutting the Washington Redskins. And he said the ScissorSalute show prepared him from it. We had Stylist Ferry and Cedar Barber coming here and showcase live on the show first before they went in over there to Long Island Evolution Barbershop and did a showcase of Barbershop Connect. And now, if you think, you know what, I would like to get interviewed to see how it takes, or if you'd like to be an in-studio guest, showcase with us, advertise with us, or book us for your next event, you could do that by emailing us at scissorsalute@yahoo.com, leaving your contact info, and we'll get back to you in the order that the emails are received. We do like to thank everybody who's been using the hashtag. I believe it's up to 675,000. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Download our ScissorSalute app so you can see all the other shows that are on there and find out what's going on with the app as well. And without further ado, let's do a recap of last week's 2 weeks ago show, because last week was, you know, Thanksgiving. It was
Turkey
Thanksgiving
weekend.
I say, and I like to salute my fam with the what we did over there. It was good, man. A lot of food over there. And,
You went to Puerto Rico?
No, I was at my sister's house. It felt like Puerto
okay.
Rico. It's like little Puerto Rico over there. I'm telling you, Pitorro, everything.
We bring it.
Do
We
it up.
bring it. That's right.
We do it up, man. Let's do a recap of last week's show. From New Flavor Cutz, located in Jersey City, New Jersey, we had Chris Perez. His Instagram, chris.xav. And he came here with Rich the barber. Now, well, I know him as Yo Chris, and I like to salute Chris and his father Sal. When we first got into the show from New Flavor Cutz, they actually, brought me down to Miami with them to check out an exotic event.
Really?
When I first came across Chris, and he told me his goal was to get an exotics trophy. He felt like, as someone who competes, that's what you want first, is an exotics trophy. They had the exotics battle in New Jersey, and he took it. Nice. He accomplished that goal, and he's going to be accomplishing more goals. One of the things that I want to talk about Chris, because he was talking about maybe price changing. And, as January comes up, you start to see that a lot more on social media where people will talk about price changing, where there's nothing wrong with that. Other people will say, you don't have to wait for New Year's, you could just do the price changing. I talked to a couple barbers in these years, and they said, listen, if you're going to change the price, make sure you change the atmosphere. You can't have new prices, raggedy couch.
That's right.
New prices, raggedy chair. New prices, raggedy service. I will say this about increasing your price. Know your value. But at the same time, respect those that have been coming to you for a while. In other words, you might want to grandfather a couple people in. They've been with you since day one. So why raise the price on them? Right. If they're there paying you and they've been there and you know they're going to be there, you don't want to be that barber that raised the prices and next thing you know, you're twiddling your thumbs in between. That's my suggestion. Now, you can run with it and scissor salute to that guy right there. Took break from his studies. That is a future doctor in the chair. Ooh. Future doctor in that chair. It was the first time we had a doctor get a haircut. He's in med school.
Really?
Yeah, that man was in med school. Took a break from his studies to get a haircut. Lord knows last time he got a haircut, but took his break from his studies, got his haircut, and went right back to studying.
That's awesome.
Salute to that.
The support, you got to have that. You got people around you that support you like that. Just come. And that's awesome. And to talk about that little value that you just mentioned just a second ago, when you can have that in your clients that are there to support you, obviously that person saw the value in his barber to come to the show with him, not just for a free haircut, but to support.
Yeah. Right.
And that's a big thing. And when you can grow and when you can get to that point in your barbershop with your clients, then you can think about raising the prices.
Well, yeah, it's. Right? I guess that might be a little bit more of a theme in these next shows to come up, being that January is coming up, but a lot of people would like to raise their prices. I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, I've raised my prices, but I still have people that are grandfathered in. Some people, if I'm coming in, the guy's coming in here with 4 of his kids, I'm be like, well, listen, January 1st, we're changing the prices. Guess what? He's going to take his kids up the block. And you know how much people we've seen growing up? Now, I'm not the tallest folk, but I've seen kids get taller than me ASAP Rocket. ASAP Rocket, like, man, that's the first thing they do, too. That's what they're like, oh, Dad, I'm taller than him. I'm like, wait, kudos. Listen, get taller than that barber, then come back and talk to me. And our financial segment was Dante Stevenson. And we'd like to salute him. Absolutely. He's the creator of the BBA, Barber Beauty Association. And he's going to have more words about that. He's going to be joining us a lot more on the ScissorSalute show as we are supportive of what he's trying to do for the profession. And the profession's been asking that we cannot be the only barbershop. Jedi Barbershop cannot be the only barbershop. And Brunetti Salon cannot be the only salon that is talking about that we need to get something needs to happen for our profession before something bad happens. We need the financial support. We need the medical support. And at the same time, not all of us, but some of us need to be coached with our money management. We need to, something's got to change. And Hopefully the changes that are provided with the BBA, the professional respect and agree with what's going on. Who do we have this week, Yvette?
This week, everybody's excited to meet Lady
right.
J. We have from Street Fame Barbershop located in New Jersey. Jersey has been in the building
Every week.
every week.
It seems like
all
every week
month.
New Jersey's coming here.
For the last maybe 5 weeks they've been in the building. But
Every week.
we're excited to meet Lady J Cutz. And also we have from the Perfect Cut located in Seaford, makeup artist and licensed cosmetologist Sophia Jimenez. And she is makeup by Soph, Sophj, on Instagram. And we also have the owner of the Perfect Cut, Sandy. Somebody help me with this last name. I don't want to mess
hold
it
up.
up.
Ogilvy. Oh, Sandy, forgive me.
Help us,
Ogilvy.
Sandy.
Ogilvy.
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 Okay, Sandy Ogilvy.
Every time I see Sandy, I just think of Grease. Sandy. I feel like saying Sandy.
And
He got all messed up in that movie.
She's the Perfect Cut #2 on Instagram. The Perfect Cut #2. And then we'll also have Dante in the building for the financial segment.
I don't mean to interrupt you. With if you guys hold on to when Sandy comes on, obviously all of our guests are going to be talking and showcasing something important to them. But I did get a chance to talk to Sandy before the show, and she has something real special she wants to share with everybody. So tune in. Don't leave us halfway through. Keep watching
They don't
until you
leave
see the
us.
whole. I know you ain't gonna leave us, but just in case you were thinking about it because you had other things going on in your life, this is where you need to be for the next 2 hours of your life, right here. At least listening in the background to what's about to happen, because we're gonna talk about some real good stuff. That not only that we're already thinking about these things. We're already wanting these things that are the financial things, the things that are happening in a barbershop.
Right.
But this is gonna be the motivation, the catalyst to actually do in your life.
And another thing, if you're watching the show right now saying, oh man, how can I support the ScissorSalute show? Very simple. Underneath my finger right here, there's a share button. Right underneath here. Share it on your timeline. You could also press the share button again and then invite people. You might want to invite someone that might need that fire relit, or somebody who's young and might be misdirected, misguided, and is looking for some information, education, and inspiration. This is your place. The ScissorSalute show every Monday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. Let's get to that cut can with Lady J Cutz. And we're going to just have some cameras discussions going on. We might touch upon the price change coming up, because the price change seems to be the topic around this time of year. We've interviewed barbers and hairstylists, and a lot of barbers, you start seeing it as of January 1st. I'm increasing my prices.
Yeah. So how do you keep track? All your old clients, you'll just keep them on the old?
Yes, I keep my old clients basically the same price. And then if I get a new person that comes in like, wow, I'll tell them appointments, it's $30.
Okay.
But now, excuse me, what we're seeing a lot more of, as you know, is questions about pricing. I feel like when someone asks you a question about the pricing, that is your opportunity to let them know. A haircut's $15. It's $5 for the beard. It's $2 for the razor. You have to let them know. Or you want the foil shaver if you're charging the services for the foil shaver. Oh, what's that? That's a black mask. What's that? Well, that's $10 extra. It's all going to depend how you word yourself when you present it. You can't come off, too rugged. Now, we have certain supplies in our establishment. I have gel, I have pomade, and I have beard care as well. I am not pushing it on nobody.
No.
But I would suggest, would you like some product in your hair? Yes, very simple. Now you add the product in their hair. Do you use, you going anywhere? Well, let me put this in your beard. Then that's when they're going to ask the question.
Yep.
Is it going to happen every time? No. But that pushing, it all depends how you go about it.
And I'm sure you found this in your case too, Eli, is that as you're using the product, it's a much easier, if you want to call it sell, because that's really what it is, if you're trying to get down to it, than just having the product in front of the customer in the shop and just saying,
Correct.
hey, go buy that. So if you're using it, if you're already using it at your shop, and Eli's just touching it, he's obviously doing it already, but you should have extra product, at least I feel, of whatever you're using on your bar at that moment. Whether
Correct.
it's pomade, whether it's a grooming spray for the beard or oil for the beard, if you're using it, you're the person, you're the professional, right?
Right.
So if you're using it on them, no doubt they're looking at you like, oh man, this person at least knows
What to use,
what
right.
to use, right? So it's that much easier to, once you've already used it, once you've asked them, to go ahead and talk about, you know what, if you like it, we can buy it here. You can buy it here,
Right.
right? So why lose out on that opportunity for a little bit of extra income, and lose that to wherever it is, whatever the barber supplier that's selling it to you, instead of them going there, you already have it
Right there.
with yourself.
Jesse, I got a question for you. Been doing this for a while. I consider you a pioneer, very respectable barber. What is your opinion when you have fellow coworkers that be like, ah, man, $4? Why am I going to do all this for $4? What is your opinion on an upsell? Maybe some of the people not trying to grab that upsell. No, I'm not going to do that for $4 extra.
For those that might have an issue with that, one, I think that there's a little bit of a trepidancy, right, from themselves. So they're probably still a little unsure. Maybe they've been hurt before with the salesy gimmick, right, of just selling somebody. We're not that person. But I think that, one, they have to have, when it starts, I think, with the attitude of who they are first, right? You are the professional. You are the person in charge. You're the person that they're looking to get information.
Suggestions.
Right? So if you're already looking at yourself, I mean, you don't have to be cocky, but you can be confident, right? And what you have and knowing what you do is the right thing for that person, right? So that's the first and foremost. So at that point, if it's not that, then I think there might be a little bit of underlying issue with their entrepreneurial spirit, if you want to call it that, right? Because if you're a barber, there is something in you that said, hey, I want to be my own boss. I want to do my own thing, right? Which we kind of all want to do, right?
Right.
We want to have our own place. We want to, whatever it is, right? So saying that you won't do it for those $4 extra, in my mind, is crazy.
You're not ready yet.
You might not be ready yet. Because that also might not have been the person. And maybe, Eli, you did this, or you did this when you were in school. You went to school with a couple extra pieces of candy in your pocket, or
Right.
something to sell at
Right,
school,
right.
To your
Chinese
climate?
bubble gum.
Something.
You got it for $1, or you got it for a penny at the store, sell it for 5 cents.
Something, right? That's
10
that.
cents.
That's that entrepreneurial spirit, right? We all kind of have it in us. It's just about breaking that barrier of feeling awkward, right?
Right.
I think that's really what it comes down to. You feel awkward inside for saying, I'm selling you something.
Right.
But you have to know that you're helping the person. If you're helping the person, you're not really selling it on anything. Nobody goes to the doctor and when they say, hey, they write you a prescription, you're like, well, what are you trying to sell me? Because they're the professional.
Right.
They're telling you what to take because this is going to benefit you. So why not think the same way? I don't know.
Definitely.
That's just my opinion.
No, well, we're appreciating your opinion because a lot of the times it comes on to all right, have them two come in.
Oh, sorry.
You go over there. Have them two come right in the middle.
We
A
just-
lot of the times I'm sorry, we're doing
playing
this. Remember, guys, this is a
musical
live
chairs.
show. We're playing musical chairs here, back in the audio room, because we're having our guests sit down for their part of the interview. So, Jesse, touch up on that real quick before we go to the interviewing part.
So no, what we were just saying is about the spirit of trying to, be a good salesman and taking advantage of every dollar that comes into your pocket, or the ability to really do that. I think is going to set you apart from the rest of the barbers in your shop or even in your area. If you can just tell yourself that no, it's not weird that I'm giving my client help by providing them a service or a product that will help them in the future.
Right.
That's
Definitely.
just
Well, I thank you for sharing your input because, every dollar is going to count. And the problem is, I just feel like with the way the profession is moving and a lot of people of watching social media because it has such a big impact, they're wondering, why am I not there? I should be there. The reason why you might not be there because you're looking at the social media from the aspect of now, and you're not looking back to what they did to get where they went. The question should be, what did you do to get there, not why am I not there?
That's right.
Those are for complainers. Now let's get back to this interview here. Are we back? Are we coming back? Is this us? No? Yes? Huh? Hello?
eventually.
Oh, there we go. Look at this, a nice panel format, and pull my water back down here. I'm sorry about that.
No.
I'm
free
taking up the whole desk. I'm
advertising.
sorry.
Now, well, look at you. I'm on my smartphone, You got your nice little tablet with your holder and stuff. So
I want to interact with those people on social media. So on the Facebook, as we guys are talking, I'm going to talk to them a little bit.
All right, so we have Sandy and Sophie here from the Perfect Cut. You guys introduce yourself so they know who's what.
So I'm Sandy. I'm Sophia.
Sandy and Sophia. It says Salute Show is Sandy and Sophia. I'm messing with you. Listen, we know it's a professional show, but you got to have fun doing what
Right,
you do.
absolutely.
Okay, so Sandy is a pioneer, and we're going to keep it that pioneer. She's been doing it, and she knew what she wanted to do at the age of 9. She was in the salon, and it was, I believe it was a perm. You said that was this is it. You can do what you want, and you're in full control. When you were 8 and 9 years old in the salon, bring us back to right there, because you told me that was the moment that this is what you wanted to do.
Right. When I was either 8 or 9 years old, I was in a salon and I was washing the perm rods. I thought it was like the coolest thing. Let me wash these perm rods. It's the greatest job. And then the hairdresser was doing a perm on one of the other hairdressers. And she said, well, what rod do you want me to use now? And she was like, oh, I don't care. Just use whatever you want. And I was like, oh, my God, that's awesome. You could put any color perm rod. You can do all the, I was like, that's so creative. And that was when I was like, this is definitely what I want to do. So.
Okay, so from 8, 9 years old, we're going to fast forward it to 15. Very driven. You know, not too much people will be comfortable with the move that she made, but she's still in a profession now, and she took it upon herself to make that move. She did it, and you're here now. But share with the viewers the story.
The story?
At 15.
At 15, I did not. I wanted to do hair, and everything revolved around doing hair. So I was torturing my parents constantly. I want to go to hair school. I want to be a hairdresser. I don't want to go to school. I want to be a hairdresser. So this went on, made my parents crazy. So my parents were like, okay, fine. We'll take you, because I wasn't going to school. Okay. So they were a little frustrated with me not going to school every day. The truant officer showing up at the house. And needless to say, at 15, my parents took me down. My mother took me down to a beauty school. Oh. And the owner of the school was walking by, and she's like, what are you doing here? You're too young. How come you're not in school? And my mother's like, I can't get her to go to school. She doesn't want to go to school. So long and the short of it is the lady said to me, I'll never forget her, Mrs. Belcher, and she said, you're going to start tomorrow because you're 15, and you shouldn't be out on the streets and not be in school. Wow. And when you turn 16, we'll take your hours that you've had for the last 2 months and we'll add them on for you, but you can't be out on the streets.
Salute Mrs. Belcher.
That wasn't planned now. Can we get that cut?
Oh my God.
LA, can we get that cut cam up? We just catty corners off to the side, LA. Get that cut cam up, because everyone liking that Lady J Cutz. That's what she loved to do. Yeah.
Wait, she's bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Wow,
She's that's
Oh,
what we need.
wait, that was not there.
That
No,
wasn't
it was
there.
not.
Dante, you in the way, Dante.
Dante,
Your head's in the way. Can you
he
hear
don't
her,
care.
Dante?
Look.
You don't care.
No, he's risking it
Your
all.
head's
for
all up in the
Lady
way.
J.
We just missed that
there you go.
design,
That's
man.
it.
We just did an interview with Mr. Design.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay,
No, that
so-
was good, though.
As driven as you mentioned that you were 8, 9 years old, you took it upon yourself to basically start doing hair professionally at 15. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could skip through everything. I'm gonna skip through everything. How old are you when you opened up your first establishment? Because anybody who's taken it upon themselves to be that driven to do hair at that time had to open up their own establishment as soon as possible.
Yeah. I opened up my first salon when I was 24.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and that was Studio
Salon Studio 231.
231. Then you took a 4-year break.
I did. Yeah.
But then the hair just called you back.
Called me back. Had an identity crisis, and I went back to the business where I was born to be.
Okay, now, it seems to happen a lot in the profession where people come into the profession. I know plenty of barbers have been through it too. You open up an establishment, you go big. You're taking on a lot of responsibilities. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The hours with your family is cut. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to juggle.
Work-life balance.
Bring us through the staff that you had when you first opened up an establishment, and now what you have right now in your comfort zone.
Okay, so the long and the short of it is I opened up my first salon when I was 24. It was small. We built it. It became huge. 19 hairdressers, 8 assistants,
Wow.
8 assistants, three receptionists, and I think I had 2 salon coordinators and a manager, and myself. And
This is at what age?
I was 24, but that came a little bit later.
Okay, all
Within,
right. Okay,
you know,
but
I
it
built
built up to that.
but
Okay.
built it up and it became huge, and it was great,
No,
and
that's
it was
good.
very good to me. So I
Yeah.
have no complaints. But my work became compromised
Mm.
because I was so focused on what's going on behind the
Business.
desk, what's going on behind that one's chair. Then I had mirrors set up everywhere so that I could watch everyone, and I wasn't watching what was going on in my chair.
Right.
So my work became compromised, and I didn't recognize that until I came back into the business second time and opened up something else.
No matter how far I go, it always brings me back.
Yeah.
So let's get on to Sophie, makeup artist. Sophia. I'm sorry. I'm so used to that.
okay.
So we have Sophia here, makeup artist of 2 years. She graduated cosmetology school, but took that scholarship and you went to MUD in New York City. What made
Yeah.
you go from cosmetology to, wanted to do makeup?
I've always wanted to do makeup since I was little. I was really into makeup. So I really wanted to push myself into doing like more makeup for like more of a living, and Sandy was able to like really push me. She was like, I really like want to build you for that, and it was really awesome because now she's starting to help me build my portfolio and whatnot. So I'm using the skills that I learned from MUD, and I'm learning to build my portfolio and build my clientele and like get people to come in and see that I do have skills, and I want to build more of a profession off of that.
Now, can you give us some of the steps that you're using to build your clientele?
It's more of like I have to build a portfolio, and social media is key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big. Okay, well, now that we get...
Facebook page, right?
I just made a Facebook page.
Oh.
So what is this Facebook page?
It's my name. It's just Sophia Jimenez. Just plain.
Okay, Sophia Jimenez. Okay, so here goes one thing that we do here at the ScissorSalute show is to let everybody know who's basically getting onto social media, especially like Instagram, because that seems to be one of the main outlets. You really shouldn't have to worry about
My Facebook?
hashtagging, makeup and all this. You should really worry about hashtagging surrounding towns, surrounding counties, surrounding
Right.
states.
Yeah.
And what you could do if you want to get noticed by other makeup companies such as MUD or whatever, you can tag them. So you would have to follow them and then tag them in your picture. And it's going to show up on their feed that they've been tagged. So really don't worry about hashtagging. You get 30 hashtags on Instagram and you can add 20 people per picture.
Yep.
So I would suggest recommending hashtagging Long Island makeup artist, New York makeup artist, you hashtag the neighboring towns, and you'd be surprised. You might get a DM, be like, hey, boom. I feel like certain people who don't know that social media aspect really need to grip that because everyone's worried about this being reposted on
Yeah.
something, and that's gonna bring you something. But nothing's better than, hey, I was just going through Farmingdale, makeup artist, and you came up and I want to come through. Now, the makeup that you do, one of the questions that we ask here on the ScissorSalute show to makeup artists, and I'm pretty sure Yvette's gonna have a couple
Yeah.
questions for you. Can you give us, using hands-on makeup or using airbrush? What are the pros and cons of using hands-on and pros and cons of airbrushing?
Well, it definitely depends on the client because I do like airbrush, but if the client has like dry skin, I would never recommend them to have it because it brings out the flaws in their skin because it dries out the skin. So, but if they have oily skin, I would more try to push them to get it. But a lot of brides, of course, they want airbrush just because it's airbrush. It sounds fancy. You can up the price for airbrush also. So.
Yes. And now, of course, we have Christmas coming around. Can you give us some of the colors that someone should select and the do's and don'ts for the season?
Colors for the season.
Going out for those parties.
Yeah, because a lot of people, you've seen people, oh, this is my outfit for this Christmas
This season
party.
is glitter.
Yeah, it's always glitter.
Yeah.
It's always glitter.
What, you're going to tell them, don't OD on the glitter?
Don't OD on the glitter.
There's glitter and
Yeah,
I guess
glitter
there's
to
glitter
fall
and there's
out.
glatter.
Glitter in
And
there.
glatter. That's when you're battering the glitter on your face.
Yeah.
Bitter batter with the glitter.
Colors for the season, I definitely go towards more like reds and maroons and purples.
Okay. Now, to me, I feel like we talk about stuff that's trending. I notice I'm not the only person that's noticing this, is the trending with the eyelashes. Are you a fan, not a fan with these eyelashes coming in with their...
Eli,
Do
come
you-
on.
I am...
I don't know. We need to go back to our
These
picture
are
here in the
questions I
studio.
have to ask.
Go back to the in-studio picture real quick.
Go ahead, I mean, bat him. Go ahead, get batty.
We need to zoom in
These are
on this.
I
Get
mean,
batty. Go DC Comics on this.
I don't like. I'm not a fan of eyelash extensions. I think
Okay.
I don't think they're good because I think they fall out the maintenance, and I don't think people who actually get them take care of them. And then if they come in for makeup, it's like usually they're falling out, they're all over the place, and I'm like, just if you want them,
Yeah,
like,
I
wear
did come
strip
across some
lashes.
another day that the eyelashes was literally falling off. Or they
Like
were
I did some
and I
nice
couldn't
shows.
even like look at them. I'm just like
No.
looking at them like, yo, Snapchat this, yo. It's going.
They're like falling apart. They're tangled, and I'm like, you really need to take care of them. If you're gonna spend the money on them, why would you not?
But you like the strips.
But I love strip. Yeah, I wear strip. I wear the mink ones, and I think they're pretty. Like,
That's what you got right now.
Like,
You got the
oh,
big.
yeah.
You got the big. Okay.
love it.
Now another thing that seems to be trending, where we're seeing it all over the place, is the microblading on the eyebrows.
I think it's really pretty.
It's good, right?
I think it's really
I
nice.
think it's good. It's better
I think
than the
it's worth
pencil
it.
stuff.
Oh, because I think it's better than the tattooing where they're so solid and unnatural.
Yeah.
I think it looks with the strokes. I think it looks prettier.
Yeah, I definitely would scissor salute to the microblading. And anybody who's thinking to consider doing it and making that move like that, please do your research.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
Yes.
remember,
You
you're
have
you're
to,
paying
yeah.
what you get for. If you see someone
And
that's
it's
charging you cheap,
expensive, yeah.
and then you're asking why don't my eyebrows look like that?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to pay the money. That's why you're walking around looking funny. So let's get back to Sandy.
Oh,
One
I
of
have
the-
a question for
Okay, well, I get
Sophia.
Bring it on to Sophia.
It's really expensive building your makeup kit.
Yes.
So what do you suggest for someone who's just starting out? Do you suggest that they kind of stick to the lower end makeup just to build it, or should they have a mixture of high end and low end?
I think you should have a mixture of high end and low end always. I mean, like a true makeup artist can work with like whatever you can afford.
Crayons.
I swear, like if you can work with cheaper things, like you are a true artist. So that's what I totally believe.
Yes,
Yes,
this is,
yes,
I guess that just comes to the same thing when it comes down
I
to
was
tools.
just thinking about that. Yep.
You know?
Right.
That's why some of the barbers now they come up with challenges like, hey, I just bought these buzzers from Walmart. This is my haircut. Now you do the same.
It's true.
And now, one of the reasons why Sandy's here is to talk about constellations
Consultation. Consultation.
constellations of the stars.
We're girls with stars. The consultation?
Yeah, consultations. Yep. So let's get on to how you go about it. What are your procedure and the benefits of it?
How do I go about it? What is the procedure, the benefits? Well, there's huge benefits doing consultations, and I think it's a huge lack in our industry that people don't do. Why? I don't know, but I think it's so important. I think a consultation, I think it needs to be in every haircut, not just with new clients. I think there needs to be a block of time. If it's a new client, I give them a 30-minute block. I will sit with them for 30 minutes and do a full consultation. And a full consultation for me is basically I'll start with, and especially if they're new, there's a reason why they're coming to me. So I need to know that story. So what brought you here today? What is, how were you referred to me? Because I don't advertise at all. So everybody comes to me by referral only. So 9 times out of 10, the story that I hear is, I've been going to the same girl. I've been going to her for like 10 years, and she's just, it's just not working. She's busy doing everybody else. I wait too long. The minute I hear them tell me that they're waiting a long time, I get a little nervous because I tend to run behind. So it's immediately a red flag for me. But I run behind because I'm always consulting with my clients. So it causes me to run behind in my schedule. So that immediately goes up. So I try not to get away from myself, because sometimes I'll have that conversation in my head. How am I going to explain to them how I run late? Because I don't want to lose them right away. But it comes down to they're waiting so long, and they're sitting there, and they're getting their hair done, and they're leaving, and they're not happy. And the hairdresser is not listening to them.
Yes.
Not listening to them at all.
I hear that a lot.
And they're saying that she just doesn't listen to me. She doesn't. And so the whole time that they're talking, I'm watching their body language. I'm listening to their emotion, and I'm truly listening. So I'm silent. And when I'm silent, I'm listening. And when you're listening, you need to hear. There's a difference between listening and hearing. So I will then immediately say to them, I hear you. It sounds like you're frustrated and you're just trying to find a home and have someone to do your hair the way you want it done. And it's like, oh, yeah, you get it. They just, your clients come in and they want their emotions validated, heard, and understood. And I think when you can hone in on that when you're doing a consultation, you have your clients forever. They will never leave you. Because when they feel like you completely understand them and you can name their emotions and what they're, like if you came into me and I'm doing your hair for, I don't know, 3 years, and you're like, Sandy, I'm done. I just want to cut it all off. And I'm like, really? Because for the last 2 years, every 8 weeks you're coming in here and you're telling me just a dusting, just a trim. I don't want to cut it. So something's going on.
Yes.
So, but that comes from consultation after consultation after consultation after having you for so long and listening to you and really, truly listening, like taking you home with me.
And knowing your
And
clients.
knowing your client, not just, you're just a customer.
Right.
Because customers don't pay my bills.
You know, I think.
You know what I mean?
Oh, hold on. You was about to say something. Customers don't pay your bills?
No, they do not.
I
My
thought you was about-
customers do not.
Okay, I
pay
thought you
my
was about
bills.
to. I thought she was about to come with a gem. You know who pays it? Clients. There you go.
That's
Well,
right. No, go ahead.
That's what I feel like, you know, in our profession is to get new clients. Now, what are your opinions on what she's talking about, Jessica?
No, I appreciate everything you just said. I think that we talked about this a little bit beforehand. I think the barber industry is very similar, where we don't take as much time as we probably should with the consultation part of it, not just saying, hey, well, what would you like? Especially like you said, if you have a new client, there's a reason why you're there.
Right.
I just had a client today that came in before I came here, and I went through a whole thing on how he was a little frustrated in the place that he was because they took too long in getting to him. But there was a reason for that.
Right.
And so I think that as we all grow in whatever, whether it's makeup, barbering, styling, whatever it is, as we're listening and as we're talking to the clients and taking it in, they'll eventually see that we're listening by giving them that time that they deserve.
Yes.
Because if you're not, think about, like, I always say, like, our profession, when we want to raise it to a profession like a doctor or a lawyer, right? Those doctors that we stick with, that we really like, are the ones that listen to us.
Correct.
Right? That not just
Yeah.
to blow us off the
Right.
15 minutes and get out of
And
there,
you
right?
trust them.
Exactly.
There's a trust
Exactly.
factor
You
to
build
that, and then
that.
you build that relationship with them. And when your clients trust you, you're good.
Sandy, do you ever close your books once you feel like you have too many clients, or do
No.
you just keep accepting new
Do I ever
clients?
close my books? No, and I'll tell you why. I don't ever close my books because I believe that what I'm doing is a ministry. And
Say
when
salute to that.
people,
Absolutely.
thank you. When people come into the salon, especially new clients, there's something else going on. There's some sort of brokenness in some way, shape, or form, and it's my job and my mission and my ministry to make these people feel beautiful when they leave.
Right.
Even if it's only for a little bit, you know, when they go home, and then, you know what? Then they're gonna call me and they're gonna be like, can I come in for a blowout? Because I just felt so good.
Because when you
did my hair.
look good, you feel
Therapy
good.
through hair.
Absolutely. That's
Therapy
why we're
through
called
hair.
the perfect cut. We're not just doing haircuts
Ooh.
over there.
So the salute to
We're
that.
cutting a lot of stuff out of people's
See,
lives.
she
in my
dropping. She
place.
coming here with
She
gems.
has it. She got it. She's been feeling
See,
good.
that's what pioneers do here. They
That's
come here and they give us the research and different formats. Now we've talked on, you know, your early passion for hair. We talked about the move that you made to get there. Your first establishment, second establishment. But let's get more onto what you're known for, more of your love for hair. Now, I'm pretty sure you're well-rounded, but there is one thing that you like, and it's color and color correction. What is it about color correction that, you know, makes you love it so much?
Oh, I just I love to take a mess and make it a message, I guess. I just love to take a really messy head, somebody who just, their color is so banged up, and I can just make it so beautiful. I get so much satisfaction out of that. I get so much satisfaction out of my clients going, oh my God, I look
That
so
transformation.
beautiful. That's my hair.
Do you
Like,
spin them? Do you spin them in the chair like, ooh, look at that?
Sometimes I'm like, ooh, sprinkle my little fairy.
Oh, okay. Threw the LeBron James on
Yeah,
it.
it's good stuff. I love to take a color correction, and more, my other, what I really love to do, I love to take someone who is terrified to highlight their hair and give them highlights. Something so subtle, just like a very shift in tone, because just a shift in tone, just a slight shift, and give them those 2 dimensions off of their natural color and a shift in tone, and just makes their haircut pop.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're like, they're tiptoeing on the borderline. You're like, no, come over here.
Yeah.
We're not going to bring you over here, but I'm going to bring you right here in your zone, but just give you a little bit of a touch that's coming from my eye. So that's good. Now, Sophia, now, I'm pretty sure you're taken to the shape of the face when it comes to makeup and their structure. Do you like more when they say, go ahead, I'm yours?
Yeah.
Or is it more like, I want this and that, and you're like, oh my, no.
Yeah, I like having having freedom. I like being able to do whatever I want.
Now, when it comes to the freedom being able to do you want, are you going like, extreme, or are you taking taking their walk of life into consideration when you're doing it?
I'm taking like the walk of life. I'm taking like their knowing like who they are and like knowing what they do and like more natural.
So
they're more natural.
If she's a lady or a mermaid or a unicorn that comes in. Because nowadays I'm a unicorn, I'm a mermaid, I'm a boss, and so you're taking that all into consideration.
Yes.
Huh?
How hard is it to stay age appropriate? Because what I find, because I do makeup as well, with the contouring and the highlight and the baking and stuff, to me, like even for myself, if I bake, I get creases. So how hard is it to stay like age appropriate? An older person doesn't want, a crazy contour, and they don't want a crazy highlight. So how do you decide what not to do on a person?
Well, in school we learned like mature makeup, like we had like a whole like thing. So like I know what not to do on somebody with mature skin. Like a mature skin, I would never
bake.
I would never bake on mature skin. I would never like heavily contour. I'm never gonna heavy highlight on something. I'm not gonna do a cat eye.
Right.
I'm never gonna draw an eyebrow. I'm not gonna like go crazy. I'm like it's a lot more natural no matter what. Like any event that they're going to, just because like that's a little too intense for them, and like it's just not gonna look natural. It's gonna look a little too much because that's not what they're gonna wear.
Right.
Did you have fun on Halloween?
On Halloween?
Did you have like people coming in like, I want to look like a cheetah or whatever? Did you?
No, not really.
No? That's one of the things you ask them to makeup artists, because you figure.
I know, right?
You have that touch. You start like going to a Halloween party. Next thing you know, you do your own makeup. Oh my God, who did your makeup? It happened like ScissorSalute to Sean C. the bar with the owner of the establishment that I work at. They got invited to a party early in October. His girlfriend was on the phone, was like, hey, should we get dressed up? They're like, they were on some old, come dressed up. Like basically probably joke around, like come with clothes. They came there in like all out Halloween. Full out, like 3 hours worth of makeup. Now, the joke is on them because no one had makeup on. But he posted it up on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Next thing you know, his girlfriend was booked from like that whole weekend.
Wow.
I was just gonna talk about that.
She was booked.
That's
it was
right.
just like, they were like, yo, dude, I seen that. I want to become the Hulk. I'll pay for the color. I want my arms done. I want my face done. And next thing you know, she's doing a bunch of Hulks and cheetahs and Walking Deads.
I think that's something that we all in every industry represented here at this table can think about, right? Especially when you have the social media outlet that we have nowadays, is like, you might have not had anybody come to you for that specifically, but at that time or like right beforehand, can we do that to put on Facebook and say, this is what I could do, just in case.
Okay, we're taking that call. Hello, you're live in there with the ScissorSalute show. Hello, you're live in there.
Hey, I'm watching you guys live right now.
What?
Yes, I'm calling you guys from Mexico right now.
Mexico.
I'm here to share your show. It's my first time watching.
Oh,
but I have a question about this barber that she's making a design back there. How she? Go ahead.
Say that again.
How did she get over the fear of starting the design on somebody's haircut? Because I'm kind of scared to start designing on the head,
Okay, Lady J Cutz, that she's doing hair. She's not mic'd up. I will say this, because I'm a barber. I've been barbering for quite a while. The only way you're gonna get over fear of doing any type of haircut, something that's new, is repetition. And doing your research, on social media you can follow people who do a lot of designs. There's a lot of tutorials online. And just like when you go to do a fade, it's gonna be all about placement. And I will say this when it comes to doing designs. Start off with your designs very simple and try to make the lines as clean as possible. Remember, if you overdo a design, it's going to be overdone. Anything, just like a haircut, when it comes to designs or when it comes to braids or when it comes to makeup, the neater and cleaner it comes out, the better your results will be. And just having faith and repetition. Thank you so much for calling up the ScissorSalute Show. Before we let you go, let everybody know how they get in contact with you and your social media information.
No doubt. Much success. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. We'll take the next call. LA? Hello, you're live and air with the ScissorSalute Show.
Like when you go to do a fade, it's going to be...
Hello?
Can you lower that in the background though?
When it comes to doing design.
You're live on the air, so just lower that.
Hello?
Hey, you're live and air with the ScissorSalute Show. What's your name?
My name is Danielle.
And you're calling from where, Danielle?
I'm calling from Connecticut, but I'm from Long Island.
Okay, salute to that.
Oh, hey, cousin Danielle.
You got a question?
Yeah, my cousin Sophia.
See, there goes some support right there.
Right
So
there.
Danielle, what are your thoughts of seeing Sophia here on the ScissorSalute Show? Been doing hair for 2 years, and now here she is.
No.
I'm just so proud of her. Like, I'm watching the show live right now, and just how she, carries herself. I'm just so proud of her.
Oh.
I think she's so talented, and I know she's going to do amazing things. And I just love watching where she started to now.
Don't cry,
it's just
girl.
such an amazing process that she's been through.
Oh.
Danielle,
So
you
sweet.
got me all choked
me
up
too.
over here. That's why if you're watching the show and you're
It's
wondering,
so
all the
nice
viewers
to have
going,
people support
why does
you.
this guy have sunglasses on? It's because of calls like this. I have to wear these.
It's true though.
Danielle, thank you
It's
so
true,
much
though.
for calling in. ScissorSalute to Connecticut. But before we let you go, you'd like to share some social media information? Yes? No? Yeah? Huh? Maybe so?
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right there, Danielle. Thank you for calling in.
That was awesome.
All right. Well, it's good to see the support come from the industry. I know in the chat room we had confirmed views from Mexico and I believe Ireland. Was that Ireland, Jesse?
Okay, yep.
UK tuning in. And for the viewers that are watching right now, might be your first time viewing. The ScissorSalute Show is designed for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists. We give the opportunity for them to showcase. You could also call in and get interviewed if you would like to interview with us, advertise with us, book us for your next event. You can email us scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Please leave your contact information and we'll get back to you in the order that received. If you're watching the show right now wondering how you can support us really quickly, very simple. Press that share button, put it on your timeline, and let everybody know that there is an outlet for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists at any level.
Right. If you have
From
2 followers.
Whatever, 2 followers to 20,000 followers, it really doesn't matter. I mean, last week we had, 2 weeks ago, he had a barber on here that's immaculate, and he got like 1,500 followers.
Nice.
So it doesn't really matter about your following because your following is not going to bring you money. You're in control in this industry, in this profession. You're in control. You don't show up to work. You leave early. You take extended breaks. You take shortcuts. You're going to reduce your income. You think posting up on social media is just going to give you all this? It's great to get reposted and get respected, but just remember to respect your craft. It's just like you say, you open up and they'll come, right?
Yes. You
Tell us
build
about
it.
that slogan. You building what?
If you build it, they will come.
To the ministry?
Yeah.
That's right.
Ministry of Hair. I feel like
That was it, man. She was preaching.
give me a
really,
fan. I
too.
feel she preaching. Give me a
preaching,
fan
too.
up in here.
We need an organ.
I gotta tell you, I opened
Let it
up
go.
my
It's
salon
so crazy.
with not a client, not one client, not one client. I opened up. I advertised for 6 months and never advertised again. And that was it. I just opened up my doors, and it's.
That is still, I think, especially for the younger generation that is growing up with the social media, that they have to remember, like you got to focus on the right numbers.
Yeah.
And the number that you need to focus on the most is the one person in front of you.
Yeah. Yes.
If you focus on that person, it will grow, like you just said.
Yeah.
And so, although the social media is strong, it's great. It's the platform that many didn't have. It's
great
free.
platform.
But at the same time, if you're not focusing on that person and giving them the value that you're giving them, or that we've learned right here to give, you could be missing out on a lot of the income that later is provided through that word of mouth that will never go away.
Well, yeah. If you take Barbershop Connect, which I love Lee and Eric, they still go to events and hand out flyers.
Oh yeah.
1 million followers, and they still go to events with flyers in their hand.
Yeah, hit the street.
Jay Majors has the Super Bowl, CT Barber Expo. Yeah, he's getting booked to go to other events, but he makes sure he goes there with the CT Barber Expo in mind. Yep. One of the things I've seen about Jay Majors is now he's taking it to a whole nother level. I feel like he's sharing with the profession something that is needed because he's giving motivational words. It's not, Jay, what's up, Jay? I met you 4 or 5 years ago. Man, what's up? Put me on. Well, how? You can't hit someone up and say, put me on. No. It's more or less like, maybe we can talk. I want to pick your brain to see how you got where you are. One of the things that Jay Major said was he tries to smash out as much goals as he can daily.
Got to.
And then another thing that sticks out, if you're really that passionate and driven about your thing, become part of, the 5 a.m. club? Because you're not going to get no phone calls at 5 o'clock in the morning. You're going to be able to get a lot done. So ScissorSalute, and make sure that you're always promoting yourself. Real quick.
On that, Eli, sorry, not to cut you.
Go ahead.
I'm on a much smaller level than everybody else. I'm in school. I'm in barber school right now. But so we only charge either $3 or $1 a haircut
in school.
Oh my God.
And then we don't get that. The students don't get that. The school does. Yeah. So, but every person that sits in my chair, I give them an ultimate experience. Like I give them a scalp massage, neck massage especially after I do baldies. And today, one of my classmates said, "You go all out. Like you're giving them a deluxe service." And you know, these are people from all walks of life. Some of them are homeless. You know, some of them are in shelters. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm still providing a service. And yeah, they might not have the money to pay right now, but that doesn't mean that they won't be a client later on.
It's repetition is what you're doing.
And it doesn't mean that I should offer them any less of a service than I would offer if I was in a shop.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So you do definitely have to think about that person in your chair.
They're a human being.
Yeah, they're human, and they can easily bring more clients to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's really important.
And I think that's, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, every client that you do is your walking business card. That's what they are. That is the best advertisement you can have for yourself. So giving them that ultimate experience and making your client feel like there's nobody else in the room, it's just you and them, that's it.
Right.
That's what it's about. It's about you and the client at the moment. And it's not about the other conversations going on in the
Right,
salon and that cross-talking. That's not good.
Right.
Well, no,
That
I
takes
feel like
away from what's going on in the chair and the experience.
I feel
for
like
that person.
everyone has their own little way of how business gets conducted and how it gets done. Different type of environments. We talked about this in front of the before the show. But you have like people like Shannon Keel, Lala Abdus, even some barbers like iCut Pro have more of an intimate setting where it's just based off of that. You might hear some different type of music, get offered a drink or whatever, more of that type of atmosphere. Then you have more of the rock star, edgy, more cultured type of shots in salons where it all depends what type of walk of life. But you can't be wrong with being professional and having a great setting. That is international. That is international because regardless of any walk of life, when it's done professionally, it's going to be good. You know, but again, we are in control of our income and how we conduct ourselves. You can't, I guess, and you know, you can take your talent so far, but that does not mean that you cannot make a lot of money. Because as we know, there's great barbers out there and great people in our profession, great makeup artists, great hairstylists, but their work ethic might not be the same. Their money management might be terrible, and they might be making terrible decisions on top of that. I almost lost my breath, but I got it back right there.
on that point, Eli, if we have a second still, from what you were saying in the school, I think that work ethic, what you are doing is you are building for the future.
Right.
And so while your classmates might joke around or tease you about you're giving them everything. One, you're building a work ethic.
Right.
Two, you're building experience. Because when you get out into the real world, that process, that procedure that you're doing, everybody might not be able to afford everything that you're giving them. So on the level that you want to practice that might drop actually until you're ready to give that. So you give them everything you got because you're practicing that facial, you're practicing that massage, you're practicing that haircut. And that's the time to really hone in those skills and not work, because like you said, you're not getting the money anyway. What you're getting is time and investing in that, right? And so for anybody that's in school, doing what she's doing or doing what we've all done in this profession here to get to this point is giving everybody what they deserve at that particular time and then some.
Yep. So salute to that.
Sorry. All right.
Well, I'm saying, keep going, man. They just knocked me off of Facebook. I'm trying to share it, and they just knocked me off. I don't know why.
Look at that cut, though.
That's so amazing.
Yes, Lady J Cutz, I'm telling you, is she's one of them gems. She's been on the show before. She's not new to this. When we get to the interview with her, you'll be able to see she's a multi-award-winning barber. And we're going to be touching on some topics as far as, because even here at the ScissorSalute show, one of the things that Sefro, New York Queen, again, the show was produced by the owner, Sefro, co-produced by New York Queen, which is the co-owner. We're broadcasting out of StrongIsland.tv. One of the things that Sefro and New York Queen brought up when we first started talking about the ScissorSalute show wasn't really, we weren't going with gender. It's more barbers, hairstylists, makeup artists. We're not really concerned with if you're a female, a male, or really that's not our concern. Our concern is about your passion for the craft and what you are bringing to the table in the profession. And if you have what it takes to excel in what you do, then hopefully we are here to try to provide you with something that can get you to the next level. And maybe a couple times we've interviewed people and they wanted to be preferred as a lady barber or, a male in the hairstylist, that is straight and not gay. That was up to them. But here on the ScissorSalute show, you're a barber, you're a hairstylist, you're a makeup artist, and if you want to add that other stuff, we add it before we go on to the show, So Lady J Cutz has been one of the biggest, big supporter with us. She's been here to see us grow, and we're excited to see her grow and come back onto the show. She's done work with us at tattoo shows before, at many different events. We've seen her take first place, and I've seen her in shows where maybe she didn't take it, but she still made her name known, stepped off the stage, and people still wanted to take pictures with her. And we're looking forward to interviewing her a little bit later. Sophia, we're going to go with you first. You know what? My handwriting is terrible. Sophia, makeup artist, we wish you the best of luck. You're going to be showcasing later on, and hopefully you come back and showcase a little bit more. Yeah. Before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. And all your social media information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now. The stage is yours.
My Instagram is Makeup by SophJ. And my email is Makeup by Sophia J. And then my Facebook is Sophia Jimenez. And yeah.
Salute to that.
And Sandy, owner of The Perfect Cut. We'd like to thank you for coming here on the show. And you have Sophia here showcasing, representing the dynamic duo.
Yes.
Before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. Your social media information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now.
So on Facebook, it's The Perfect Cut Hair Salon in Seaford. On Instagram, we are The Perfect Cut 2, the number 2, The Perfect Cut 2.
Right.
You can follow us there. I also have a website. It's theperfectcut2.net. And that's it. That's it. And if anybody wants to come to the salon, you can come get us at 2133 Jackson Avenue in Seaford, New York. Call us at 516-314-8449.
Might change your religion.
Well, thank you so much for coming down here. Yes, you're going to be blessing more clients along the way.
We look forward to seeing you guys continue to grow. your success to continue to be the best they can be.
Thank
Your
you.
your personalities, if it's not coming off in the screen, just having you guys here and seeing you guys in person, I mean, it's awesome. Like it's contagious. As soon as I walked in the door, I knew something special was gonna happen tonight. So thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Definitely. Okay, so we're getting back out to Lady J Cutz on the cut cam right there, finessing the haircut, doing amazing things.
Do you notice that the design is faded?
Yes, that's adding dimension right there. So a lot of the things, a lot of the designs back in the 80s, even out through the 90s, were very two-dimensional. Now with, again, the impact of social media, you have certain barbers that they're very, if you had that art background where you were doodling, doing, you know, drawing, and next thing you know, you pick up them clippers and you start doing designs, I feel like artists sometimes have a crazy advantage with their hair, especially a lot of these females that are doing, like, again, the unicorn things and the mermaids, whatever, the color melts, whatever you want to call it. You know, you ask them what color that is, they're like, oh, you know, someone will be like, oh, that's purple. No, that's lavender. That's a light lavender. They're able to, like, elaborate on the colors and stuff like that, and they're able to get them blended. So, I mean, it's good the way the profession's going, and even if you take a look at that haircut was done back in the 80s and 90s. It just wasn't faded underneath. It was just like straight shaved underneath. So it's very good to see where the profession's going, you know, where it's come from and where it's going. Yeah. Let them slide over because they're about to get out there.
And to the barber or barbers that were watching earlier, that kind of asked how she got over the fear of doing the design and really knowing what she was doing. Obviously, this is not her first rodeo, as we've already talked about. But when you're in the shop, I remember not knowing anything about what I was doing in school and watching some of the other guys in the shop start their graphics or designs. And I really wanted to do it. And I think you just have to cut the fear out of what you're gonna do. Find something simple. Find something that you can work on your corners. Start with those straight lines first. You know, obviously our edger is straight. Start with those first. Get those nice and crisp, and then start graduating into some circles, semicircles, ovals, and then you can start working on more intricate designs. I think that once you start breaking it down little by little, get a young kid from school that really wants some nice, cool designs. Trust me, they're gonna love them. You know, as long as you don't leave a bald spot. But if it happens, just fade it out. I mean, it happens. But you know, bring them in after hours. You know, if you have to, or if you're in school, do it in school. Just bring somebody in, or tell them, hey, you know what? I'll add this on for free, whatever it is. And I think that that's a big. I do that. I still do this to this day. Is that at least once a month, I will ask one of my clients to come in late on a Friday night or whatnot to come in for a free haircut, and I might try something a little bit different on them that I haven't, or something that I really want to work on, because during the work week I might not have the time to sit down and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and add that value to them, and that's something that we can practice.
Yeah. Question for both of you, because I'm having a really hard time understanding the fade. Do you do one line or two line?
That really depends, I think, a lot on the graduation of the fade and how high we're going and how many levels up we're going. You're talking about those lines in between? Yeah, I think that's, I think that really depends. I think there's a big, you can't, at least for me, I don't know if I could just say one line is enough, or two lines might not even be enough. You might have three areas if it's going from a 0 to a 5, but really once I get past the 1 and 2, I might have another level at a 3 maybe. And once I kind of get past that, I'm doing clipper over comb or scissor over comb. It kind of starts to get a little long for me to do more clipper work. That's just me and my particular fading. But yeah, I think you have that's a good question. But I think that's really up to each individual barber and how you feel you can achieve those things. But once you get those lines in and out, and as you continue to work and progress through that, and it also depends on how big the head is.
And the texture, right?
And the texture of the hair, right? Because like if you have more area or space in between the crown of your head and where the ear kind of is, right? That whole area there that you have right here, like if there's more area, then you might have an area where you can do 3 levels, right, to reach the top point. But if it's real squished together, it might be 1, 2 real close, and then a clip over comb or scissor work really quickly to get that up to that big joint. And so I think it's a good question, but I feel it's very relative to the person and to the hair texture, I think, as well.
Okay. Yeah. I asked that because I have, it's a couple instructors, but 2 specific ones. One does it with 1 line. He has 1 arm, so I guess it's more important for him to just be able to, go in there and get that line out real fast. And then the other one does it with 2 or 3. But in my mind, I'm like, why would I make 2 problems or 3 problems? Why not just make 1 line and have to take out 1 line? But then it's not that simple.
What's going to happen is it all comes down to experience. I mean, I don't know how many times I've done certain lines or certain setups, done that for 2 months, seen something else, and then switched it.
It's true.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've been to certain, like an event, and I see a barber come up to me like, oh, try this, and I'll do that, and then switch it up. The canvas is constantly going to change in your chair. So over time, you'll see similar canvases come to your chair, and then you remember. You'll do skip clip. You will do buzz over comb. You'll do some shear work. You do thinning shears. I know barbers that will literally do this side of the face first before they go to this side of the face. I'm talking the whole thing, edge up everything. They can do. They can literally take a picture with this side done and this side undone. That's what they like to do. Now, there's really no correct way or procedure, but there is correct form that likes to be taught to, so you have longevity in what's being done. And what happens is, again, with experience, it's just going to come. I do recommend, if you're just getting started, keep it simple. Start with a 1-ball fade. Get like 10 of those, 15 of those underneath your belt. Switch to a 2-ball fade. 10, 15 of them underneath your belt. Just keep on going. And then the big complication will be like a taper. A taper is going to be anywhere to 75 different heads.
Stressing me out.
It's going to be like 75 different heads. Because not all procedures are going to be the same. You might benefit from doing a taper where you're doing no setup line and just using the force and just, getting rid of the bulk and reducing down.
That's true.
One of the steps that I like to do, I've taught a lot of people actually, but that's another story, is you just literally start with the 8 guard, do 6 this way, 6 this way, but you gotta make X patterns.
Right.
You gotta go literally from, if there's a clock in front of you, you gotta go from 7 to 1, and then from 5 to 11. That should be the strokes where you make an X, because no hair is going straight down. The pattern of the hair is always gonna change. So as long as you're going against, you're good. So 8 open this way, 8 open that way, close it up, 8. And that's it. And you just keep on doing this. I call it a 12-step process. Along the way, it's not gonna be 6 this way. You'll reduce it down to 3.
Right.
Hey, you might skip a clip. But those are like basic universal precautions where you're staying in your comfort zone and you don't want to get to the point of no return. The point of no return is right here. The parietal ridge, that is the point of no return. Then that's either you're going to expose their thoughts or every person who comes near them is going to think they're in the military.
That's right. I think to that point and what he was just saying, and we'll get this.
Oh, we got a phone call.
We'll get this afterwards.
Hello, you're live and air with the ScissorSalute show.
ScissorSalute, Nino the Nice.
Oh, Nino.
Nice. Okay.
My boy.
Okay, so we have Nino the Nice calling in from Pennsylvania. He actually has an event coming up December 3rd, Look and Learn from 10 to 2, and Oliveira Hair, 6 Hilltop Road in New Jersey, limited seating at $50. So without further ado, we're going to allow you, Nino, to announce this on the show, what you're going to be covering, and ScissorSalute to Maestro's Classic is powered by Maestro's Classic. So we have the Barber Maestro, Nino. If we could get the flyer up, if it's there you go, Nino.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Much love. So, yes, December 3rd at Oliveira Hair in Mendham, New Jersey. From 10 to 2, I will be covering shapes, going over technique, body position, finger position, foot position. Going over a lot of those things, and just basically showing like how to groom a gentleman with a beard and these classic looks that are like either slick back or like crop. These modern crops with the top where a little bit longer, a little bit shattered, with a nice blurry fade and a beard. And it's just basically going to be, it's going to be an experience where it's more one-on-one, because the shop is quite small. So that's why the seating is limited, and it's a little bit over half filled at the moment. So it's going to be a great experience. It's powered by Maestros. Muck Hair Care will be there, and there will be complimentary packets of Easy Blade Shave Gel from my guy Jay the Barber.
Nino, I just want to really quickly tell you how proud I am of you, man. I met you a couple years ago at a show that seems similar to what you're doing. It was bigger in the fact that there was a lot of people. I felt there was a lot of people, but it was a small, intimate setting. We got a chance to sit next to each other. But man, to see how you've grown, how you've really taken this hair industry under your belt and moved it forward, and now is sharing what you've learned with other people. If anybody is looking to really get some quality education, please go to this. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for a while. I've seen his work. Follow him on Instagram. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So I just want to say ScissorSalute to you, man, and continue doing your thing.
And ScissorSalute, bro, I greatly appreciate that. I really do, and
thank you.
I learn every day. You're never gonna stop learning in this industry. You know what I mean?
That's right. We were actually just touching on that as you were calling in on what we should do as far as haircuts and how it kind of goes. But I think one of the main points of what you just said right there is that as a profession, we have almost the same kind of thing that a doctor and lawyer has, and that is a practice, right? Mm-hmm. Everything that we do is a practice. So I appreciate what you just said.
Correct. Thank you, and I appreciate that. And on another note, I'd also like to mention that when I teach, I like for everyone to understand that just because I'm teaching you something doesn't mean that I'm better than you, that we actually all can grow together and learn together. And one of the things that I wanted to make a little change in this industry is that anytime I would go to like these big expos or hair shows, there would always be someone that is like high profile on Instagram or whatever. They have 1 million followers or whatever. And anytime they would try to deliver something, it's almost like they would try to make you feel intimidated or uncomfortable, which is something I actually never really quite understand. So if this is something you're interested in taking a class on a more personal and intimate note, and you want to learn together and grow together and better yourself, then I really suggest this would be something that you can get, like I said, with limited seating and for only $50 for a look and learn. There's going to be a lot of talented people there, and I'm just looking forward to meeting and seeing everyone there.
ScissorSalute to that, man. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. Keep doing your things with Maestro Classic, on your own independent things that you're doing in your shop. I love what you're doing on Instagram. You're not only showing people about the haircuts, but you're letting us in a little bit on your family life and letting us see the kids grow up. And man, it's fun watching you. And one of these days, man, I'm gonna say it right here. We're gonna have class together, and I can't wait for that to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you want, my man. If it's not like Daddy Day, I'm more than happy to go and join you guys and create something and do some big things. I'm always about spreading the love. So you can ask Sefro from the day he met me. He'll probably even tell you right now, I'm probably the same guy that he knows. So I never want to change. I always want to be myself, and I want to grow with everybody and make this industry bigger and better, and just continuing on the journey. So,
well, thank you so much, Nino, for calling into the ScissorSalute show. Please, before we let you go, let everybody know how they can get in contact with you.
Got it. So you can get me at Nino the Nice on Instagram. You can catch me at Maestro's Classic in Bristol, Pennsylvania, at their headquarters. And if you're interested in taking the class, we're accepting PayPal at ninothennice1@gmail.com. Thanks so much for having me, and God bless everyone.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so we come back.
ScissorSalute.
ScissorSalute. So we're back here with Dante Financial, creator of the BBA. You have some more announcements?
Dun, dun, dun.
Have some more announcements about the BBA?
ScissorSalute to everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see, Eli, you packed on a couple pounds.
Nah.
Yeah, man, I ate up a storm, bro.
So I had a jacket, but it's called.
I know, because
no,
that's.
you don't, Eli.
I ate like no other, and just had a lot of fun, man. You got to do that on the holidays. Let yourself go and enjoy yourself, and then you can come back on track. Don't worry about the bounce back.
Oh.
Yeah, no. So let's go over the BBA. You have some announcements to make. You're gonna be really breaking it down today.
I'm not today. I'm gonna do something a little different.
Okay.
Want to just go outside of my normal element of talking about finance. I want to talk about something that hence people in general.
Before you start, can we because I think people that watch every week know who you are.
Yes.
But if this is the first time watching, can you just real quickly cap who you are and what you're doing for right now?
Sure. My name is Dante Financial, and what I'm doing, and not only myself, but my team and myself, what are we doing? We are creating an association for the barbers and beauties profession. In case y'all haven't heard, it's called BBA, Barbers and Beauties Association. Now, this is pretty much a custom package, consists of health insurance, life insurance, retirement, disability, and other incentives that will be coming out in the next couple months. Don't want to give too much away.
You're building.
Yeah,
I hear you.
yeah. Everything is pretty much the stars is lining, dots is connecting. So
nice.
So
what you're about to get into, you're going to talk a little bit now. For those that haven't watched, and if you haven't, this is your first time. Thank you for joining us. ScissorSalute Show. Dante Financial. You and your team, as you just said, have been working very hard to do something that I think that barbers and stylists in general, we talk about underneath our breath. We talk about to our family, but when push comes to shove, we haven't acted on it. So you were going ahead and you're taking the action to put something together as far as those things that you just mentioned, whether it be life insurance, healthcare, retirement. Those are the things we want. Those are the things that might separate us, unfortunately, right now from the professional industries or corporate industries when you're trying to bring it to us. So I appreciate that. So salute to that. And go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you have for this week.
This week is kind of going back to what you was saying. The whispers, you talk about it, but why nobody taking action?
Right.
That's the question. Why nobody's taking action? Easy. Work.
Okay.
No disrespect to anybody, not taking no credit from anybody, but on top of you working in a shop 10, 12, 14, 15 hours days, most people don't have the time to want to create that. You could, create it in the shop while you on the off time instead of you on Instagram, texting your baby mom, or your side girl, whoever. Or this could go vice versa for women, baby daddy or their husband or the spouse.
Yep.
Could be using that, that time more productive. But the reason is, nobody want to put the work in.
Yeah.
It's all about the now. So with that being said, don't let your hunger for now stop your future. People do it all the time, and it's not in the hair professional or it's everywhere. People so caught up in trying to get the money now, they're not worrying about tomorrow. There's one little secret that a lot of people fail to realize, that there's a tomorrow.
There's a tomorrow.
Whether you're alive or not, there's a tomorrow. So why starve it? Why just worrying about now? Yeah, you look good now. Whether it's you spending it on clothes, or whether you just cutting everybody's throat and taking the money now, taking the success now, taking credit for the success. but there's a tomorrow.
You know, it's funny because I'm talking to some students recently. There's a separation, unfortunately. Maybe the generation that's come up has worried so much about, they might not say it anymore, but maybe they'll still think it, is that whole YOLO factor, right? You only live once, and that might be true, but man, if you're going, as you get older, you really start to think about the future, not only for yourself, but then once you have a wife, a family, or a kid, what's your legacy gonna be? And then you start to realize 20-something years later, 30-something years later, man, like, I really got to start hitting it, not just in the shop, but now for them as well. So that's great that you're putting that together.
Have to. It's easy to ride the wave. It's easy to jump on something that's established, but nobody really want to put the work in. That's like if Eli was a rapper, you think anybody really gonna help him rap? No, but once he blow up as a rapper, everybody want to join in. Oh, that's my man Eli from back in the days, such and stuff like that. But it's just now when it's time to build something special, no matter what business you have, nobody want to actually put the work in.
Man. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. I think that we touched a little bit about that earlier. Meaning, when he talked about some of the guys that do events, whether it be J Majors or whatnot, they see the production, but they don't see the foot traffic that took to get them there. And we just had Sandy on, who had this gigantic shop, and she probably definitely would put the work in, but she was so over-consumed with what was going on in the shop, which a lot of us happen. We're so focused on the business aspect there in the shop that sometimes we want to, but then we feel like we don't have the time to, because then once we leave the shop, we have family. So it's nice to have people like yourselves that have taken it upon yourselves to say, hey, let me fill this need, this void that's happening for these people to have what they need in their life.
Have to. Got to look at it. This is the most, when you really think about it, it's the richest profession out there outside of baking. When you look at it, it's a recession-proof industry.
Yeah.
This is what kind of, I know why, but at the same time, you really got to sit down and just think about it. Why are people, broke when it's advertisement? We know it's bad money management, but at the same time, if you're making a whole lot of money, you should be able to put $10 away from if you're working every day, minimum $10.
Yeah, I say minimum 20, but yeah, minimum 10.
Minimum
right?
10, all depending because of your lifestyle. Don't want to change your lifestyle, but you should. But now with BBA, what we're going to force you to do, now, yeah, I said it, force you to smack your hand and put $20, put the first haircut away, first haircut a day away, or the last haircut a day, or your tip money, whatever it is that's going to help you pay for your the BBA benefits. Excuse me, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Nah, because with this is this is very passionate, and I don't think a lot of people realize how serious benefits are. Me personally, I'm sick of seeing GoFundMes. I'm sick of them. I don't no disrespect to nobody. I don't support it for the reason is, you're being a handicap by by putting that security rate for your family or even yourself. You're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
It don't cost a lot of money. It really don't cost a lot of money. You spend more money on stuff that have no value than you do the stuff that do have value.
And it could break down. It seems like, especially if you think about it like that. I know as a barber, and probably stylists do the same thing. When they go purchase something, we think about how many haircuts it's going to take to get that, right? Okay, X amount of haircuts. This will make this, right? So if you're saying that, hey, it's easy to, I think that's the thing is that we do end up kind of. There is a little bit of fear factor in it, especially when you're first starting. You're transitioning from a school to a place,
right.
And you're like, you need the money. You feel you need the money, but you got to remember, in a corporate world, you wouldn't even see that money, right? It's taken out of your check before you even get it.
Right.
So that's kind of like the same concept you're saying, right?
Yeah.
You don't even see it, and then you just put it away for whatever, this particular case,
See, yeah, you pretty much got it, because I guess it's harder for me to really, I'm still in transition, trying to, speak the lingo of a barber or hairstylist profession, because if I talk what I know, it's going to sound off too corporate, too salesy. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just want to give you advice. Now, whether you take the advice, it's on you. I hope you take the advice, because my job is to not help you go broke. It's to keep you from going broke. That's my job, to make sure that, all right, we won't have to see a GoFundMe on Jose the Barber.
And it's different, right, from a catastrophic event that you could have planned for. Even if you have this, yes, it's going to help, right? Life insurance is going to help your family in the long run. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with people that are doing that, like you said. We're not trying to disrespect those people, but just like you are doing in the corporate world by setting up a retirement fund, by taking out savings from the government for that, for Social Security in the future, we as barbers have to get to a place where we tell ourselves, this, just because I work for myself doesn't mean that I don't have a family to think about. And if you don't have a family to think about right now, let's say you're single, maybe your employers, let's say you opened a shop, now what's going to happen to those people that are depending on you to be there?
That don't have
right?
medical
insurance. They don't have medical insurance. Now you're just saying, hey, look what I can provide for you that wasn't there before.
But you know why?
Why?
They don't do it?
Why?
It's too much work.
Well, it's true. I mean, it is. I mean, like you said, listen, I'm gonna be very honest and open. Like, I talk about it like I'm doing something, but I don't have insurance because my wife has insurance, right? So, and I'm getting to the point, and Seth actually talked to me about this recently, because we're getting to the point where I am hopefully going to transition my wife out of work. I don't want her to work anymore. So what does that mean for me? Now I have to come up with the funds to have insurance for our family, because she's not the, I'm not going to put all of her information out there, but she's not the best, with health wise, right? So it's not one of those things where we can go without insurance. Right. We're going to need it. Right, so now I'm forced to put aside some money to get to a point where I am financially to support our family that way. So by what you're doing, though, is you're saying you're taking the work out of it for a lot of people. So for people that are watching, for people that have been watching over the course of, since you've been starting this, this is before your ScissorSalute show, and thinking about this whole process, man, I want to say ScissorSalute to you, man, because it is work, right? It is something that is continued to be a hard thing for us to do. And so if you're watching now, if you can watch in the future, Dante, you're on social media, right?
Yes.
Dante Financial,
Yes.
right? Take a look at what's going on. Ask them. They can DM you, right?
Yeah.
They can talk to you personally. You have a number.
Yeah,
right?
My number is 347-720-7463. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to, like you said, DM me, call me, because the most that will happen is by you calling me is you get some information. You learn something.
Right. To me, if you don't act, the answer is always no. And if you don't know, you don't know.
But you'd be surprised. A lot of people, just because they don't ask, they would just give an answer.
Yeah.
So like they know, but really don't have.
They don't.
No, because you know why? I run into those people all the time.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, there's a lot of small-minded people out there.
How long have you been in the financial business?
Going on 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So you've been educating yourself on what is out there, what is needed, and now you're trying to help us out as an industry on what you can provide, what is out there to provide. I think that's the thing, is that I think the work comes in sifting through all the options, because you go to somebody and it's just like, all right, like, I don't know, what does this mean? Like, talk to me now. So by letting Dante, at least reaching out to you and seeing what that person can need. Now, are you just the industry that the association that you're building, is that just for New York? Can other people from other states reach out to you and talk to you about financials?
It's a national association. It's not local. Don't matter. Matter of fact, I could tell you pretty much anybody that signed the petition and leave their name. That's key. Leave your name, because starting in a few minutes, we're gonna start doing weekly a top 10, a list of top 10 of the people that signed the petition and voiced their, that's spoken. What's their concerns or what's their fears? This is to let y'all know that there are people out there that really want this to happen. And there's some, the people that did sign and didn't leave their name, it's hard. There's a lot of people that just signed, so we don't know who signed. Like I love looking at the petition and seeing the names, seeing the people telling me I need this because of my kids. I need it because of my family. Cause when I see stuff like that, it just only motivates me to even like lose more sleep to get this on the board.
Nice.
Now this me personally, I guess, it's not a lot of hard work. I'm gonna tell you, where a lot of the hard work coming at is traveling.
Okay.
Is going to state or city to city, going to all these different events.
Yep.
But that I say is the most, I'm gonna say, stressful out of everything.
Do you find that most barbers, because I think the barber culture is probably a little different than like the hairstylist.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel that most barbers probably just don't think it's that important?
Yeah, because barbers are caught up in it now.
We're cheap. I'm gonna call us out. We are cheap.
No.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen, we're not cheap in this aspect that we'll go get the nice cars, we'll get the nice clothes, we'll get the nice shoes, the newest phone, right? We'll go spend a lot of money on our family at that moment, right? To go take them to Disney World or Cancun or whatnot. We're not cheap in that aspect, but when it comes to the little stuff like that, it kind of gets like pushed off. And I hate to say it, like, you can get mad at me. Listen, everybody out there that's listening to me right now, it's like, this guy's crazy. I hate this man. You hate me because deep down inside, something telling you I'm telling you the truth. Right? So stop it. Right? So we got to listen to what's going on out here and start really taking some action. At least at minimum, start signing the petition, leave the name, so we can get some ground information, some numbers, so we can start making this thing grow.
Yeah, because in a little bit after the holidays is done with, we're gonna, with the names, eventually we're gonna ask everyone that signed to leave me your DM, DM me your email, phone number, so I can put you on the list and start sending stuff out.
Nice.
So real quick, let me get into the top 10 list of people that I was just looking through that I felt that, I like their comments that I seen on the petition. It's not only necessarily that happened in the past week, but I just felt that just looking through this and being on, Thanksgiving, I felt very thankful for having these people sign the petition already. So I feel that I owe them that much to, get them a scissor salute. Scissor salute to Lewis R. from New Jersey. He put, being able to provide for my family is the most important thing to me. A union can help give barbers such as myself a peace of mind. It can help work towards eliminating what ifs if I get sick, injured, etc. I support it. We deserve this. Ivan V. from New York. Find a need and address it. That is the way to create something special. Matt L. from New York. Because I'm a young barber, I don't want my kids to have to worry when I can't cut anymore. Kenneth B. out of Virginia. Trying to take our profession to new heights and to be taken seriously by the world. We have Mariella P. out of Arizona. My fiance is a barber. I am a stylist, along with many of our friends and family who are in the beauty industry and would love to see this happen for all us barbers and stylists. Shadow B out of New York. For the future of all barbers and us barbers, now to build a strong platform in the barber world as any company job. Victor G, another one out of New York. We need a voice and structure in this industry. Jordan D. As a cosmetologist, I need benefits for me, my spouse, and my kids. And we have Fahim A. out of Pennsylvania. I am a professional barber instructor with 27 years of experience in the barber field in need of health insurance and service and benefits.
Fa the barber from Philly. That's my dude right there. He got a birthday party coming up. Make sure you check out his IG. Got all the information for that right there. Dante, we'd like to thank you so much for coming over here, creator of the BBA, really taking the profession to where it needs to be. We'd like to thank everybody who's been watching the ScissorSalute show. One of the topics at hand right now is for us to have benefits and to better our future. The BBA is not a union. It is more of a structure for the profession and to perfect the profession, to improve the profession and have some sort of direction with it, because along with the income that is coming down, the income can draw a lot of traffic and the traffic can be misdirected. And the BBA here, Dante, can you give the information for the petition signing?
Yes, you can go to, I believe at this moment, go to my Instagram bio, Dante, DONTAY _financial, FINANCIAL, financial. You could DM me, phone number 347-720-7463. Any questions, you could DM me, call me, but please, I encourage y'all to not only just sign, but share and repost. We need the 5,000 signatures. As you can see, the hashtag BBA 5K.
And another thing, if you do have other directions, more questions, you can also go to the ScissorSalute show on Instagram and at the same time ask some questions there, and Sefro can direct you in the proper direction. Now we're gonna come back. Oh no, we're not gonna come back. No, we're waiting. We're waiting. We're good. Okay, and now we're back. Sitting down, you've seen in the first part of the segment, we had Lady J Cutz showcasing. She's showcased many times. She's from street fame. She's a pioneer in the profession, multi-award winning. Now let's get into the multi-award winning. When do you bring your first trophy home?
When was that first trophy?
Oh, you lost it. You lost the mic. You lost the mic. You lost the mic?
As she's fixing her mic, I just want to let you guys know that I'm a little starstruck.
Yeah.
I flushed him earlier. I had to fan myself earlier.
Yeah, he did.
When I found out what was going on tonight. But no, for real, I've been watching your career. I just joined you on Instagram, even though I feel like I've been following you. I've seen your pictures everywhere.
Everywhere, right.
So congratulations, ScissorSalute to everything that you've been doing. And it's nice to be on the show with you. And now please, go ahead. I'm done.
The first award I would say would be a year after I started with Street Fame. I've been with Street Fame 4 years now. So that'd be like 3 years ago. The first one would have been Connecticut. No, PA. I think it was PA. The one, I believe that was the first one. And then the next one I was determined to, well, they separated the women and men's barber battle. That's when women.
I was just going to ask you that.
Barber battle came out. Yes, the first one for all female barber battle. So, but it was in Cali when they started it. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to miss this. So I just, anything that had to be paid didn't get paid that month. No lie. Wow. I literally put up everything for the model, for me, for everything to make sure we stayed good, everything was decent. Luckily, Karina, Lady Barber.
ScissorSalute to Karina.
Yes, ScissorSalute to her. Because we all hooked up and we all just kind of benched in together and went to the show the next day. It was so dope. Okay. That was amazing.
Now, on top of being in the profession as a barber, you also do some freelance and modeling as well.
Yes, for different covered magazines. Pretty much like, people that see they like the look. So, I offer my services as long as it doesn't, deplete my morals and values.
Well, no bullshit.
The profession seems to be moving in such of like a progression area. We're moving forward.
just like they say, well, not every woman, so not every man. You know, it's just a
It's
person
true.
thing. It's a barber. We all learn in the same way, go to the
Exactly.
same school. Well, not same school,
Use
but
the
we
same
still.
clippers.
There you go. It's not. It doesn't say Lady Magic clip.
Right.
You know.
To that, and another thing, you still feel like certain females are objectified in the industry, looked at a certain way. You know, sometimes gets a little awkward.
I wouldn't say that they are. I would say it's the individual in the chair that should respect the fact that they have a female, you know, servicing, giving them their service. Because at the same time, it isn't a gender thing. We are all barbers. It's a barber, period. I mean, you wouldn't touch a man barber, would you? I mean, so no use in looking at your woman barber that way. Maybe some might, but still, there's professionalism, respect.
Well, Yvette, you have a question.
Yeah, because I mean, I think there is a benefit to being a female barber.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Right, right. As long as
They're gonna take so many throwbacks just because you're cute.
Right. True indeed. But how do you provide that? Because I feel like we can give a little bit more of an intimate service. So how do you provide that intimate service without crossing the line and having them think that maybe she's
there's
feeling
a direction
it.
they're going? I wouldn't say it's intimate. I would say we might give a little softer service because there's nothing intimate about that. I don't think intimate is between me and the clippers.
True.
So the customer, I try to be more upfront. I let them know, you know, this is what we're doing. I speak to them. They might say, no, it's okay. You don't have to talk to me. No, because the tone that you carry with your client, it lets them know that this is their limit. If you come off and just straight go into and start touching and doing things like that, they get confused. Some of them think, oh, well, she's so okay, so maybe I can talk. No, it don't go like that. So the way you introduce yourself, the way you shake their hand, you know, you give it not too feminine, but you want them to know this is a job. I'm professional. This is what I'm doing. You know, you set the tone. You set the tone.
Right.
You know, and even after or during, you know, you still talk to them, what have you. At the end of the day, if they decide, for example, like I told you previously, you know, someone said, can I take you for a drink? I said, oh, the team, we're all going? Yeah, let's go. Come on, I think we got drinks, guys.
What? Team.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that's my money.
Right.
What does money got to do with you taking me out for drinks?
Right.
You know, I don't want to, because that goes wrong, there goes your money. It's just, there should be limits. You know, there's a time for your own place.
Right. I've been following a lot of female barbers, and some of them are very sexy.
Yes.
Like, you know, wear low cut.
Oh, I stopped that.
Sure.
I do a sports bra all day.
Okay. Why
I had
did
an
you stop?
experience, and I got caught on a Instagram pic. Nothing was shown. It's just the fact that the picture was taken. It was summer, tank top, you know, and I had a, you know, undergarment on, and I mean, everything was fine. It's just the fact that I saw it. And I was like, oh, this isn't, nah.
That's
I'm
not
good.
what you're trying
Yes,
to do.
not, because first of all, you're not probably looking at the cut I'm doing. You're looking at the way I'm cutting him. Because people make comments like, you know, certain things on there. I was like, see, there you go. So the next day, I went straight to Modell's and bought every color. So it really didn't matter. Them bad boys are staying in.
So do you think there's something wrong with that, with female barbers, like kind of using their sexuality to gain clients?
See, then I'll be judging. So I would say teach their own. However, everything we do comes with a consequence. Sure. So if you're ready for the outcome, it's up to you how you carry it, you know?
True, indeed.
So I think that is, with social media, you get the good and the bad.
True.
So if you're gonna put yourself out there, like
put
you
in
just
the
said,
middle, you know?
you have to be ready for both sides of that. And are you okay with somebody calling you something if you're not trying to portray that?
Right.
Right. So I appreciate that finding yourself in any industry, right?
Yes.
As a man or woman, to kind of be comfortable with what you're presenting to others, because a picture says 1,000 words.
Right. Whether it meant that or not.
Yeah. Whether it meant that exactly.
True.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a thin line that was going on. Again, here when we first started the ScissorSalute show, Seth Rowe, a New York queen, always wanted to say barber, hairstylist, really not get down to the gender. But let's get on to the announcement that you have 2 weeks from now. You're doing the cutting for the homeless, and you have other things going on. Talk about the cut for the homeless and the special barber station, that chair that you have at your house.
Okay. First, I want to add one other thing. There is Cutting for the Homeless in Hoboken and Jersey. Every first of the month, every first Monday of the month. There are barbers needed for that church. It's the Lutheran Church on 8th Street. However, in 2 weeks, I will be cutting December 16th for homeless children. So this is like so special because it's soft to my heart. Children, because I have a couple autistic kids too, so I'm really big. So now I was invited out to York, PA to meet the mayor, including alongside of the person who sponsors a clothing brand for me. So it's their clothing brand, but they want me to sponsor, they sponsor me to wear it. It's dope because it represents no one listens. And I like the fact because a lot of times no one does listen. People always want to, a lot of chiefs but not enough Indians, so sometimes you have to listen,
Now, who is that through? Who's making that?
Vigor Apparel.
Vigor Apparel.
Yes, salute to Vigor Apparel, because I told them I would mention them on this. So, and as well as Nikki Jams, I'll be doing a video for them for DJ Beans and Terry, who's also an artist off the Party and Bullshit show, which is with Jack Thriller.
Right.
December 16th, they also will be giving me a key to the city.
Wow, you lit.
That's awesome.
This is like so cool. When they tell me on the phone, my whole heart just went, what? So it's like, I was like, gosh, I want to hang it in the shop. I don't want to keep it at home.
Right.
Yeah. So it's very awesome, especially, I'll be able to, actually they will be needing like books, I would suggest, because someone is actually, a librarian is bringing them books, building a place for them for books. That was so dope. Nice. So I'm bringing books and told my clients to also bring me books so when I can bring them all there. Yes, it's really nice.
I think that's powerful because barbers or stylists, Sandy said something earlier about, that it's so, the emotions that we give to people, it's almost religious, like we're like that on the terms. And so what we can do to affect our community, is powerful. And no matter female, male, whatever it is, if you're using it in the right direction, and you're providing you saw a need, and you're helping to fill it.
Yes.
And it's going beyond the chair.
Yes.
And I think that is commendable, one, on your part, but all the barbers out there, because there's plenty. We've had many people call into the show that are doing things in their area, but it's awesome to see the power, the raw power that we have with a clipper or a scissor, and we're affecting people's lives that are beyond. And so it's not just when people just come at us and be like, "You're just a barber," or
you're
just
not
a stylist.
Just a barber. We're your biggest accessory.
Absolutely, absolutely. So salute to that.
Yes.
Y'all create memories.
That's it, moments. Remember your child's first haircut with their barber. Pictures taken. I tell people, take pictures all the time. Save the hair.
So, you have some stuff here, and
yes, this is for Queen. She's not here right now. She's getting her makeups done.
Nice. Nice, Lady J.
Because you've been my day ones.
So
this is a page. And see, I didn't know you were here. I would brush you.
It's okay, girl.
But
I got to meet you.
Page 9. I remember that. Everything that pretty much you guys have asked me has been placed in a paragraph in this newspaper. And this is local. I'm not even from Jersey City, and I feel like, now I'm a Jerseyan because after 10 years, right? They say.
That's pretty much it. Now talk to somebody from Brooklyn who's from Brooklyn from day one.
Yeah.
Woo!
So it's been a very interesting
This is the shirt
ride.
that they have in here?
Oh, yes. This is the Street Fame shirt.
Okay.
Well, this was the blue one in red.
Nice,
There we
nice,
go.
nice.
Street Fame.
Oh, you want me to show you? See what the front looks like?
Well, hold on. We're running out of time, so let's go over the product, too.
Okay.
How many barbers are in Street Fame?
6 now.
Oh, 6, okay.
Yeah, there's 6. And so salute to you guys. Street
Salute.
Fame,
Salute.
Johnny,
Street Fame.
yes, JoJo, everybody. I started this product. Actually, this product started a long time ago. I told Cipro about it. I was going to do it. Something vegan. I wanted something natural because I have children who are allergic to alcohol, who are allergic to just about anything. So you have to be careful what you put on them. So I said I need something that's good for mixed people hair because I'm mixed. So I was like, and plus you can use it on everybody. So I thought a vegan product, all natural, like literally it's only extracts from the leaves. That's it.
Nice.
And the smell is also vegan. It's just lemongrass.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a pomade?
Yes, it's actually a control pomade. It's made for waves, braids, dreads, edges, and beards.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes, it holds better than jam gels. Girls are religious by it. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I need to get some.
Getting ready to come out with a shampoo and conditioner. That's what he's gonna send next, so I can sample that. Actual
smells so good.
gel, and I want to work on a cream and a hairspray, and that's pretty much it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, you can take a little bit, try it on your edges,
beautiful.
girl. Feel free. And it's not greasy.
Live demo. Let's see.
Okay, so we're gonna get back to the cut cam. We're gonna finish everything off up on the stage. So we get back to the cut cam. We're gonna take this party
On the road.
to the ScissorSalute stage. Now try saying that 3 times. I just said it once.
ScissorSalute stage, ScissorSalute
Just like
stage,
that.
ScissorSalute
Just like
stage.
that.
We're asking you guys to come back on the stage. I guess y'all.
They didn't believe me.
I guess they didn't believe LA when he came back and said finish it up on the stage. And here we are, finishing up on the stage. Okay.
So fancy, huh?
So we'd like to thank everybody who came here to the ScissorSalute show.
Job.
Lady J Cutz from the Street Fame Barbershop.
Yes.
We had Sophia and Sandy from the Perfect Cup, Jesse That Cut, and Yvette come over here. We had Dante Financials. New York Queen is the model. We'd like to thank everybody who watched the ScissorSalute show. And again, if you would like to show us some support, again, it's a live show, but you can simply send us some support by pressing the share button and sharing this and just letting everybody know that, you know, that we're here. We're here for the profession. And if you'd like to showcase with us, it doesn't matter where you are in your career.
Starting
you
from
can
the
email
bottom.
us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. Leave all your contact information. We'll get back to you in the order that the emails received. We don't have the overhead cam, but that's not going to stop us from doing a sound off. Hell with all the malarkey. We're going to do it right now.
Let me move out of New York and Queens way.
Spartans.
Put your hands Now when I say scissor, you say salute and make it as loud as you can. Scissor! Salute! I'll take that right there. Did you feel the vibration? I did. Thank you so much. Listen, if you like house shows, stay tuned. It's going to be coming up next, my house show. And give a like to the Strong Island TV fan page. We're the quickest growing TV channel on Facebook.
Hey,
that's it, right? Chin. ScissorSalute. Thank you.
Salute. Woo.
Good job, good job. Good show, people. Good show. Good show. That was nice.
So pretty.